The voiceless birds have a certain hollowness to their movements, like puppets, or the fifth eye. But seriously, what's the boss want from us now? Maybe... It's never struck me as being the most useful fucking skill. Hey, it's not that I... Maybe after we're done... Oh, I didn't say he was. What climbed up your spire and died? Wait, what? He found one of the shits who killed my Furies? I don't know exactly. Does someone who... There's a lot to memorize it. Malfora. She's one of Harshion's. The voices... This will feel good. Fine. Lead the way.
Destroy them! This is one of my favorite songs.
Will do.
Erissa's next. Let's go find her. Seeking was special, you know. She never stopped moving. If we camped, she paced the tents or palisades, always pushing us to get on. Part of it was the gambling. People would stop taking her bets after a day or two. The first time she says she can put a javelin in an apple at 100 yards, a man puts rings down. The second time, he's willing to go double or nothing. The third, that's when he stops betting. Kairos' crooked cock, was she? Crazy thing about Seeking, it wasn't raw talent. She practiced that shit, the spear work and the javelins, practiced every hour she wasn't sleeping or on assignment. She'd thread the sky with 3 or 4 javelins and dance towards her foe with a spear longer than she was tall. She'd knock a soldier's feet out from under him and let the javelin pin him to the ground. That's her name. Her spears found their marks as if they sought them. That too. Her name meant more than the spear play. Seeking always sought, always looked for new things, new experiences, new stories, new men, new bits of lore. In summer, she'd collect stinging insects, fill thin clay jars with them, and smash them against her foes. No fight was ever even for Seeking. You either got the drop, or you got dropped. Thanks. You know, for listening. Let's go. This oath-breaking scumsack won't hunt herself.
Right. On it. Sorry, can't. Can't do that.
I didn't realize you knew me so well as to say what is and isn't like me. I enjoy killing, Fatebinder. Doesn't mean I think everyone deserves to die. I'm sure Whispers would have something clever to say about frustrated ambitions. You ever have a friend who almost never speaks? But then every once in a while she slips in the perfect word at the perfect time, and it's the only thing you remember. That was 3 Whispers. She was our wiry, flickering shadow with hair like crow's feathers. Preferred close-up work. That was her name, her 3 knives and the sound of air from a punctured lung. It's, hard to remember stories about her because she never drew attention. Her old favorite, that I remember. She'd trick a soldier into gutting his own comrade, then open his throat while he was in shock. Beautiful move, and I saw her dance it a dozen times. Whispers knew her histories and letters, knew borders and houses and heraldry. Even knew a few sigils and kept us from bleeding out more than once. Whispers and me, we were more than sisters sometimes. Not often, and nothing holding. But yeah, she read a body as easy as a scroll. Was nice. Let's... I'm on it. These were here before, weren't they? Can't say they seem very useful now. Nice rocks you found there, Fatebinder. Maybe we should keep searching. Unless you think they started the fire. We've got a burned farmstead and multiple fire wards set around it. That reeks of our missing fire mage Catorius. There's chorus and disfavored shit all over the place. Given how shoddily maintained the iron is, I'm guessing it's all chorus shit. We can always ask him when we find him, assuming I let him live long enough to form an answer. The nearest stronghold is a sad little pile of palisades on the edge of the contested lands called Fort Squander. The disfavored used to hold those walls, so that could go a ways towards explaining their arms being scattered around here. Come on, we've got a sage to track. Yeah, the fire. It reminds me of Red Geyser. She loved fire. Loved it more than any other fury. Loved it more than the blood chanters, maybe. They twist and pull it, summon it. She made a partner of it. Let it lead her dance. Once she lured these Azure scouts into a clearing. They're tracking this lone woman, then all around them torches blaze. Geyser sets these pitch-headed arrows to the flames before putting them into one of the scouts' eyes. An arrow per eye, hissing and popping. Then she charges into the scouts with this burning crescent, this axe, the head as long as your arm and pitched. They swing at her, but it's all fire and blood to her. She shoulders them aside, and we take them apart. That's where she got her name. The spray from an opened neck. To look at her back, at her chest, no one would fault you for mistaking her for a man of labor. 8 more than the rest of us combined. All she took to with everything in her. She was obsessed with proving herself to the voices. He'd given her this second life in the Howling Choir, and she was gonna make good and fucking sure that she earned it every day. She was one of the good ones, Binder. As good as anyone on this filthy peninsula. I'm glad I got to tell you about her. She lives on a bit in that. Now, let's be off. Red. Got them in my sights.
Right.
Your days end
Ready?
See that? Not entirely useless.
Flawless!
I will break you! Roll and feast my
Will do.
That's how it's done.
Sorry, can't.
Send me your champion!
I need to try a different weapon.
Take me if you can!
Pay attention, kids. You might learn.
Right.
This weapon is entirely worthless!
Yes.
Look at that, future corpse.
I will break you! Are you afraid of death, worm? That's how it's done! It's a hit! This weapon is entirely worthless!
Fall before me! You'll have to hit harder than that!
I got it.
Oh, shut up, Binder. Or are you trying to make a girl blush?
The Fatebinder isn't wrong, Verse. There exists value in mercy.
I half thought this would end up with us picking up smoldering guts off the ground. I'm pleased to be wrong.
I got it.
Fatebinder. I feel my sisters twisting around inside me, Binder. I can't tell whether they're dancing or trying to cut their way out. Or both. You know when you think about someone and you can almost hear their voice in the back of your head or see the lines of their body? It's a little like that, but completely unbidden and not quite constant, but damn near enough. Like I'm going to start referring to myself in the plural? It feels like all that's in front of me is a gorge so wide and so deep that there's nothing to see but wide open air. Say we come out of this with minds and bodies intact, you've got the tears and the Overlord has everything else. Then what? I just hope the Overlord is of a mind with you on that. The voices... I can't imagine him bending the knee to you. Whatever you've got planned, if you're walking into the heart of his power, you'd better be kitted for war. Your confidence inspires. It's positively fucking infectious. The Voices has more years behind him than a person can rightly imagine. If anyone's ever dug up a way to cheat the Void, it would be him. What if that way is me? We know he was preparing me for something. What if he made some trap door into me? What if he's hiding inside me right now? I don't know. Same way he brought people into himself. Maybe it goes both ways. You know, I'd never considered trying that. Got any suggestions on that front? Think that's what it'll take? Humanity is a big, complicated, many-faced thing. Kind of like the Voices, come to think of it. But I think I know what you're getting at. We've got shit to do, right? Don't let me hold you up. And thanks, Fatebinder. Archon. Arcbinder.
Your campaign ends here, maggot of unreason. We have no intention of joining the uncounted corpses littered in your path. Your love for these southern mongrels was a fool's errand. We would have conscripted them into service and given them lives under Kairos. You only forestall their doom with your rebellious game. We could have been magnificent together. But instead, we will have your bones fashioned into a scepter, your skin knotted into a belt, and your tongue fed to crows. At least crows know the meaning of respect and gratitude.
Fatebinder, wait. The Voices has been weaving at my loom for years. I'm saying that he pointed us at Crocus, he led us to Fort Squander, and that he wanted me to learn what I learned there. I'm saying that maybe everything's gone according to his plan, including this.
You presume we possess a more than passing interest in this trumped-up barrister? Whatever our dear adjudicator lacks for, his rationality has never been in question. How are we to know that one of Tunon's students would engage in such ridiculous folly? Your paranoia delights us. However, a stint in infiltration has complicated you delectably.
You think I didn't work out your little plot? That I didn't fathom why my sisters got all mixed up inside of me?
Don't dance around the accusation, girl. Seize it like a lover.
Go fuck yourself, Archon. We've both been here before, haven't we? I'm right back to the day when my sisters died in front of me, only this time I'm truly afraid. Maybe my idiot brother has something to do with it. The last time this happened, I froze. Now I'm more afraid of what happens if we attack.
Listen to her, Fatebinder. She shows wisdom beyond her years.
The Voices of Nerat is a terrifying, centuries-old mastermind, and neither of us have been around as long as him. That point seems worth emphasizing. I really, really hope you understand that he's going to hurt us.
It's true. We promise.
If you're up to it, then I'm with you. I've killed my share of gang bosses, and it doesn't take a genius to know when a leader is flagging and needs to be replaced. No offense.
None taken, wretched girl. We have never been more proud of you than at this moment. You are everything the chorus strives to become. Perhaps not all is lost between us, Fatebinder. Perhaps you would be willing to accept a settlement of our grievances in exchange for the return of our fury. Oh no, our dear, ridiculous Fatebinder, no. Not at all. But we shall rescind our territorial claims and remove our chorus from the tiers, leaving the particulars of this peninsula's governance to those remaining. The tiers will be entirely below our notice. Invite her into our cacophonous hole, of course. Worry not for her, for we shall envelop her in familial understanding. Your sacrifice to our holy cacophony.
I've never seen the voices get like this. It's like he's fractured around the edges. I know it sounds crazy, but if you gave him what he wanted, I bet he couldn't take it.
Outstanding news, Fatebinder. You overjoy us with your effortless generosity. Welcome back to us, our dear. You've been too long away. Welcome. As tempted as we find the thought of inviting another of Ash's iron-skulled sycophants into our membership, we prepared our dear verse for this moment. We have made the girl a unique vintage, and we shall accept no other in her stead.
Look at us, Binder, and the path we took to get here. Hardly seems a path at all. More like some kind of improvised mummer's farce in a drunkard's dream, with worse dialogue. It's probably that way for everyone who hasn't lived for half a fucking millennium.
Age has a way of broadening one's perspective, little Fury. Until the chaos resolves into patterns, and the patterns shatter into chaos. We're all spiders, my lovely, horrid little spy.
Sure, nothing ridiculous about that. Let's fucking finish this already.
Come then. We crave the exquisite sweetness of your resistance.
Would you take a look at that? Dying of old age. Where on the speckled ass of Taradas am I? And why does my mouth taste terrible? Fatebinder, you're still here. A moment ago I was fighting 100 people all at once. I thought it would be the end of me, but they all backed off when we heard your voice. Looks like we're still keeping each other alive, though in my case it's arguable. Control enough. The thoughts come in surges and waves, some benign, others seek to take the reins of thought. But nothing I can't handle. It's me, after all. I think I hear my sisters in here. Maybe it's some kind of reunion. Not what I'd have asked for, sure, but maybe it's not all shit either. Help you lead... Fatebinder, you've got my service, you've got my blade, and you always will. But the chorus is that blade now. My blade, won by right of the challenge I mounted against him. We're your ally. I'm your ally. But the Scarlet Chorus answers to me. I don't know how to break this to you, boss, but I know things that the Archon of Secrets was holding back. Spooky things. It sounds like Kairos is marching on the tears. Enough is enough. There's an army out there chanting for your blood. Are you fucking kidding me with that question? Have I ever struck you as a paragon of peace? Did the voices? Why would we have the key to peace? Shit, I don't know. Maybe send a missive, beg clemency. Maybe offer up the Overlord one of his enemies? Got any stashed away somewhere? I hope you have some compelling ideas, because I've got a nest of hornets buzzing in my head, and it's taking all of my brain power to keep them calm.
On it.
Just so we're clear, I don't see myself getting used to this anytime soon. I'm a man, but I don't have the parts. I'm also a lot of other people, and none of them can agree on anything. A lot of the voice's eccentricities are starting to make sense.
You seem in every way unchanged to me, Verse.
Shut up, you dumb ironclad. So, what do you need? Funny thing, I always thought I would end up here. It seemed more likely that I would kill my way to the top, not possess the Archon of Secrets like a parasite. Live and learn. There's a very strong echo that never stops. Everything I hear just keeps traveling through my head without really dissipating. That's gonna be a problem someday. But beyond that, well, I feel good. I miss my body, and let me tell you, I'm far from the first person to think that. But the green flames suit me more than I thought they would. Here's to hoping I can maintain this. Not yet, but I'd be lying if I said the notion hadn't crossed my mind. Being a boss means making the hard decisions, and that usually involves setting an example. Most of these chorus louts don't understand anything until you write it in blood.
Perhaps not all is lost between us, Fatebinder.
Sorry, voices. Looks like I found a new Archon to follow. All the way, boss. I couldn't draw my blade in better company.
Our little spy is right about one thing, you know. You're going to die, screaming. But your awareness will live for eternity, suffering within our magnificence. Attend to us, darlings! There is more than one way to skin a Fatebinder, and we will show you as many as possible. You delightful little surprise. We've had our fun, haven't we? But all good things have their end. You've defeated us, but Kairos is coming. The armies of the North march on the tiers to claim your magnificent head. There is nothing you can do. Oh, you're sick of our voices by now. We've exhausted ourselves and everyone around us with our schemes. Were we at top form, we would want a demonstration. Something extravagant, full of wonder. We applaud you. You have the strength to visit horrors upon your enemies. But we enjoyed that so. Such promise. Such potential. I only wish. No! Not like this! We were so close!
Good riddance, asshole. Shouldn't have screwed with me and my sisters.
So much knowledge, this intact hive of a creature. If Narat weren't such a wanton monster, I'd almost shed a tear for his passing. Just think of how many tomes his minds could have filled. Though I suppose most of it would have been sketches of torture and fornication.
Too much.